Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Today on The Real Female Entrepreneurs, we're diving deep, soul deep, with a transformational guide who helps women release what no longer serves them and rise into who they truly are meant to be. With 20 plus years as a psychotherapist, she blends past life therapy, human design, and intuitive wisdom into a powerful 5 step process. Okay, that makes my life easy. I can do 5 steps. I know you can too. And that 5 step process is called Embody Your Soul's Purpose. With these just 5 sessions, she helps clients reclaim freedom, joy, and fierce alignment. If you're ready to ditch the roles and live from your soul, she's your guide. Help me welcome the luminous and intuitive Nadia Elmagrabi. Welcome.
Beautiful. Thank you. I love it. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Angel.
Well, you are amazing. Matter of fact, I love your hair, by the way. It's like I love curls. They rock. I'm a little jealous. I have a little bit straighter hair, but yours is amazing. So, anyway, enough about my jealousy. Let's talk about you and what inspired you to become the amazing entrepreneur you are today.
Thank you very much. Well, the hair is like super easy. So that's one of the, like, I really do appreciate it because it's like wet it and off I go.
Okay, the jealousy has just set in. I'm going to have sessions to like recover.
I know. That's like, such a beauty thing. I used to want straight hair so much, when I was a kid. And like now I'm like, oh no, it's like so easy. So how did I begin my journey? It's been a long road. I've been, on the path as like a solopreneur, I would say almost since I graduated from college back in the 90s, but it's definitely ebbed and flowed and changed. Everything that I've done has always been in the healing professions in one way or another. So I started out as a massage therapist after college, and then that morphed into working in psychology. And I took a class in Hawaii, on the island of Kauai, that encompassed psychotherapy and massage therapy and mindfulness meditation. And we worked with people on the table saying, what are you experiencing now? And helping them to tune in to what is going on emotionally and mentally as they're being physically worked on. And so that process got me very interested in the whole psychology piece and how important that is. And during that time, I had a lot of spiritual experiences during that time when I was on Kauai as well. And it really, that's when the seed was planted of working with people holistically. And I realized like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do, is like, it's not just physical, it's not just emotional, it's not just spiritual, but it's a combination of all of these things. And and how it interacts in the body, right? Like it's all like the somatic piece, which we didn't even use that word at that time, but it really was like somatic healing in a sense. And so after that, going to school for psychotherapy, and then I really dove into that piece of becoming a psychotherapist, working in clinics, which I knew at the time, like, oh, this is, it was like, I just wanted that piece. Like I kind of dove into it and I did it, but I knew that it was temporary, right? Because it's like, I needed that education and that experience. And I had tons of supervision during that time. And I went through my own psychoanalysis, which, like 6.5 years laying on the couch, 4 or 5 days a week, free associating, like did that whole thing just so I could, like if I'm going to work with people and hold them, I need to like know my own stuff. Right. So that's been a part of my journey all along, is like doing my own healing work so that I can help others to do their healing work.
And most people aren't willing to jump in and do that
Right.
work. They
No.
just like jump in and do the work as a position, to do it,
Absolutely.
not
Absolutely.
to actually internally do it themselves. That's amazing.
And that, I saw that like in clinical work, a lot of the people, they just went through school, they became clinicians, never doing their own like internal work. And so it's like fascinating to me that like to hold that kind like people's psyche, people's like pain, their trauma, and like not having done that type of work themselves because I truly believe like we can only help people as far as we've gone ourselves.
Yeah.
And so a big part of my work has been my work, my inner work. And I'm a huge advocate for that. And I see it as kind of like a never ending process. So that's, I mean, it's always like I've always kind of been an entrepreneur in a sense. Well, I guess when I was working in the clinic, maybe not as much, but then after having two kids, I decided I needed to move away from the clinic work and I just opened my own private practice doing psychotherapy. And I did that for years and then incorporated nutritional. I went to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition to learn more about that so I could help my clients as well as my children and myself, and incorporated that into my work. And that's where I kind of opened up into the whole coaching world, right? I was like, oh, this is a whole thing, because I was in the psychology world, but in the coaching world, like a big part of IIN was the business side of things, which I had never studied any of that. And I was just kind of had my shingle out and had some clients coming in through the midwife I worked with and a couple other referral sources, but it was a whole new awareness, learning the business side of coaching and then how coaching works as opposed to therapy. And I would say it's been like a slow transition moving from kind of psychotherapy to more of a coaching practice, which I fully kind of uh really, I would say, began maybe in like 2020 when everything changed and we moved, and I had a huge life transition around that time too, as I think many did.
Yeah, so I mean, I love the way you maneuvered. And I love the fact you brought up that, therapy sessions are different than coaching sessions.
Mhm.
And the fact that you had to relearn how to actually position yourself to run a business in a different way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, people don't realize that they go into entrepreneurship and they don't understand the business side of it. So thanks for bringing that up.
Mhm.
That is a side that they have to learn, unfortunately, and that's hard.
It is hard. That's been the hardest thing is like learning how all that back end thing. It's nice working at a clinic. You get your clients, they take care of the billing. All I had to do was show up and do my thing. But
Right.
there's that's 50% of the business is the back end of things. I feel, to an extent until you find a way to like work out all those details. But yeah, I mean, that has been a learning process for me and continues to be a learning process for me.
Yeah, definitely. It's a learning process for me. Come on. It's like always. I don't
Right.
care who you are, that's just what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned you had 2 children,
Yes.
and then you started your, psychotherapy
Mm.
sessions, and then you went into coaching more. All right, how did you balance all of that with your
Mm.
2 children, spouse, starting your own business? How did you balance it all?
That's a beautiful question. And I would say it's, for me, it's been so helpful, like learning about my human design and realizing like, this has been a whole process. It's like, it's been an energetic process. It's like learning the mastery of energetic movement through my life and really feeling into things, like knowing that there's a time and a place for everything. And, being able to have hours where I could spend on my business and then have when I stop being in my business, be with my family.
Mhm.
That has been a dance that I've learned how to work through over the years. I mean, I definitely have a tendency to want to hold myself up and like, work on the business. Um, but I know like I make myself like stop and then do the things that tend to family. And and not look at that when I am with family, right? Like it's like just really being together with my boys, with my husband, doing things together as a family. Yeah, it's been a journey. And I have two teenage boys, so there's only so much that they want to hang out at this point in time. But there's still some family time. And we always have dinners together. Like that's been no matter that's like a non-negotiable. As long as there's no activities that interfere with that, we're pretty with the kids, and we're pretty much always having dinner together, and that's when we
Mm.
really connect.
That's
And
really good, and no phone time.
right. No, and that's been a big thing too. Like my 16-year-old, well, he's 17 now, but he just got a phone when he turned 16. And my almost 14-year-old still does not have a phone. So we try to monitor that. I mean, they're definitely on screens in other ways, but we've like held back on the phones and social media. And another like big value in our family is food and nutrition. So I cook a lot. Like I make most of our food and I make them lunches every day. And
Oh,
like having high quality organic food has been a big part of our lives, and it's like a family value, or at least for my husband and I, and our children are benefiting or not benefiting from that, however, whichever viewpoint you want to look at. And then sleep too, like making sure they have enough sleep, making sure we have enough sleep. It's like these basic things. Like I think they make or break us if we can have that sort of stuff in place. And so just knowing those values, it's like those are non-negotiables, for us. And so that helps to put things in focus. Like I have to stop working by 5 so I can make dinner, that kind of a thing.
right. I get that, and you
Yeah.
can tell you're organic. You can look at your skin, it's gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, another thing, hair, skin, come on. So anyway,
Thank you.
so you brought up human design. I
Mhm,
know some people who are listening maybe don't understand what human design is. Do you
mhm.
mind explaining that for us?
Yes. Yeah, like in my business, so I was doing more psychotherapy initially and then moving into the coaching, and I felt like there was such a gap in what and how much I could help people with just psychotherapy and talk therapy. And so bringing these tools in, the past life therapy and the human design and the intuitive work that I do has just, I mean, I guess that intuitive piece has always been there, but those two things have like transformed my business and really helped me to help my clients liberate themselves from these chains that bind, their lives so that they can live a free life. And so, human design is a system that is a synthesis of a bunch of other systems. So it's a synthesis of numerology, astrology, the I Ching, which is the Chinese book of changes, um, the Hindu chakra system, the tree of life, and quantum physics. So it's like a combination of all of these different modalities that people have used for many, many years, some thousands, and it helps to, using the astrology, it creates um or it shows you a blueprint of your aura, essentially. So it's like a blueprint of how your energy works and how your energy moves through your body. And so it's something that is like when you have your human design, it's a I don't know if I don't have one right here, but you'll get a body graph of your energy and how it moves, and that's how you are since the moment of birth, and it will be throughout your life. It's not something that's changeable, but there's a lot of things that can change within it. There's like higher expression and lower expression, and there's a lot of movement that actually happens in the design, but it's a way to understand how your energy moves best through the world. Like, how do you best make decisions? How can you, like, learning how to decondition, like let go of what is not ours. Like we are all raised in this world where we're given so much, from our families and from schooling and from how society tells us we should be, of this conditioning of telling us who we are, and then we take this in and we think that's how we are or that's how we're supposed to be. And what human design does is it helps us really tune into what are we truly and what is not ours. And so we call that process deconditioning. It's like deconditioning from how the world has taught us how we are or how we've taken that in, so it's a way to like claim who we are, claim responsibility for the things that we can, and start letting go of the rest. And that's what I love about it. It has helped me so much in my life to just do just that, just to like let go of things that are not me. And for me, I have an emotional wave. And so anyone who has an emotional wave, it's like we need time to get clarity about making decisions. And I'm not here to make decisions quickly. I cannot, like, and that was such a relief for me when I learned about it. Like, oh, because I always felt there was like this value on making a quick decision. Like I should be able to make a decision quickly. And like my husband can do that, and that he's designed to do that. Like he can make a quick decision. He's like, yes, no, that, no, blah. And I'm like, oh, I should be able to do that. And it's like, no, I'm not meant to do that. I'm meant to take something and see how I feel about it over the course of time. So I've learned how to say things like, let me sleep on that. Let me get back to you later in the week, and feel into things until I have emotional clarity, and not making decisions from a high or a low emotional state, but really feeling clear. And then also as a generator, I'm an emotional generator, knowing that when something lights me up, when I feel excited about something, that means I have energy for the thing. And
Mhm.
so it was like this huge permission slip. Instead of trying to figure out what's the best way to do this thing, or what would this person do if I do this, or trying to figure things out, like what's the best thing for everyone. It's like I cannot figure out what the best thing for everyone is. All I can do is feel what is right for me. And when I know what my yes is, then I can trust that that is the best for everyone. And so it helped me with people pleasing. And this is what it helps my clients with, because it's like, oh, it's a yes for me. It's a no for me. It's not personal. If I say no, it's not personal.
Mhm.
It's like, this is right for me. And I'm going to trust that even if that person doesn't like it, because people will often, well, I want you to do this, or you would really be good at this. It's like, it's not like, okay, you can be upset, you can be disappointed, but I know that like this is what feels right for me, and trusting that, and knowing like I don't have to try to figure out what they want, because if it's right for me in the long run, it's right for them. They're going to find a different way, another option, figure it out themselves, and they will be better off, as well as I will be better off, and everybody's better off when we can listen to ourselves.
So with saying that, I will tell you what I learned about myself. And I didn't go in depth. I just like very high level with the human design. I mean, I'm a projector. So I mean, I went to sales training. I went to this, that, and make sure you're up front, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. Well, as a projector, you actually, I mean, you still need to be present,
Mhm.
but you have to wait for the offer. You have to wait for people to come to you.
Yep.
And I had to learn that, okay, it's okay for me to just sit back and people think that I'm not doing anything, but I am doing some things. It's just maybe I'm not in your face.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. I mean, that's exactly it. And for my projector clients, I always tell them it's not about what you do, it's about what you see.
Mhm.
As generators, we're here to do, 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 do. But as projectors, it's not. It's like, what do you
Mhm.
see? And you need that downtime. You have more, your energy is more inconsistent, and you have to honor that. Like you can't just like motor through all day long, because you'll burn out. And and those downtimes, you see like the better way to do things, or the more efficient way, or how to create systems, because that's what projectors are good at. It's like they can see the big picture, and projectors help us, the generators, mostly do things better. Like they're guides, right? Like projectors are guides for the generators mostly. And because you can see how we can be more efficient, how we can be more effective. But as a projector, if you go in and be like, you need to do this because I see that that's the best, like people would be like, who are you? What are you? No, and so you knew that, right? It's like you feel that. And it's like but then when people come to you and they're like, hey, Angel, I can see, can you help me with this one thing? It's like, there's the invitation. It's like, let's go.
Yeah. And I mean, just think of this for like speaking engagements as well. Yeah. I mean, I cannot be in their face at all. They
Mhm,
have, yeah, they have to know who I am. I get that.
mhm.
And I'm more than happy to send out who I am. But beyond that, I am not in their face.
I love it.
Whereas probably 10 years ago, I was in your face.
Uh-huh. Right. I love it. And then especially like with this magazine, it's like you are creating this thing that is exciting for you, is fun for you, and you're creating it. And now it's like, if you're sending out invitations, it's still like, you can send out the invitation because it goes both ways, right? But people also then they see what you have going on and they're like, oh, then they can be lit up by that and come to it. Or it's like just having the thing, like as projectors, I think it's so important to create something or do the thing that excites you, and that's where the invitations will start coming in, and like that's like what you're doing here.
Right. So yeah. So guys, it's so important. And I mean, I'm telling you, Nadia knows this stuff. I mean, we just talked a little bit and she gave me more insight than what I actually even knew. But anyway, she knows this stuff. And you also mix it with what else?
With past life therapy. So, I mean, I have my 5-session program that I work with people on. I also work with people long term, like I have a 6-month program. And I'm also in the process of creating a do it yourself program, which is called it's like for the inherited woman. It's called the lineage breaker. And that's going to be like a step-by-step program for people to really like clear out what's not theirs anymore ancestrally, as well as like their human design and all of the things. So I do the intuitive. I call it psychotherapy informed coaching, because it's like it's people come to me, they talk to me about whatever their issues are, and that is where we start. And so I always help people with whatever it is that's going on for them presently at the moment. That's the starting place. And then I'll use these tools, like we look at their human design, so it's like I use those as a tool to like help guide them and help work with them. The past life therapy is a way to really get into the unconscious mind, because there's so much, and this is what I learned in my therapy training as well. When we meet someone, when we come to anything, it's like, here we are consciously, we're meeting this person is meeting this person, but unconsciously, how we're attracted to certain people. And, some people we're just like, wow, what is going on here? This is my soulmate. But there's so much unconsciously happening where we're meeting that other person. And it's like, click, 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 click. And so we like get into these relationships thinking like, oh, they're really cute. Oh, she's really sweet. And like, this conscious part, but there's so much going on. And so it's like, how do we get to that unconscious part of ourselves? It's like, it's all there and it's all here. And it's inside of us. And so doing the past life therapy is a way to really help us understand, like, again, people come to me with their issues. So the way I work with them in a regression, called a past life regression. And that session itself, that's part of my Embody Your Soul's Purpose program, is a 3 to 4 hour session. So it's a deep dive. And the first hour and a half of that, we do a deep dive history into, especially early childhood. A lot of my therapy education was in early childhood and understanding what were the dynamics there, and then whatever significant events through the life. And really, part of that is so that I can learn who they are, and another part, and so I can help through the regression. And then the other part of that is helping us to find a core phrase or core sentence that is the jumping off point for the regression. And so that phrase can be something like, I'm responsible. I'll never see them. They left me. It's like it's something that hits at a deep emotional level that really, you know, exemplifies what it is that they're experiencing at the moment, whether, it's at work, relationships, whatever the thing is. We find that core phrase together, and then I take them through a relaxation. So it's like a self-hypnosis. I take them through a relaxation so that they can and I do this on Zoom and I do this in person. And then once we've gone through the relaxation, so it's like a hypnotism, but self hypnosis, I ask them to repeat that phrase.
Mm.
And so they remember everything. It's not like they're not unconscious or anything. They remember what it is. And then I ask them to repeat that phrase. And then that usually just opens up into the past life that is the root of where that phrase is. So it goes down to whatever the life where that started, and then we will explore that life. We will, and it's a back and forth. I'll ask them questions and they guide it, but I kind of ask them like, well, what's like, are you a man? Are you a woman? Are you inside, outside? Like things to help them orient themselves. And then we'll just explore the life and the significant events through that life. And then also, tie things into this life and heal any or work through any unfinished business that happened in that life, like what happened to the children that were taken away, or it's like we can do a lot from this unconscious mind, and letting that it's just, one of the instructions I use is it's going to seem like your imagination, and that's okay, because our imagination is the bridge to our unconscious mind.
Wow.
Yeah. And one of my teachers, she calls it non-ordinary reality. Like we're here in this ordinary reality, this 3D, material world, but there's so much more that we have access to if we can just kind of like switch our vision a little bit. And
So
so,
so you do something that nobody else does. Like you literally have steps to go through with people to actually break boundaries that
mhm,
other people cannot break, that aren't doing that right now. I
mhm,
love it.
mhm.
I love
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So
And I love to go deep. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's all part of my, learning more about my design. It's like, this is how I work best. And I can
yeah,
help people when they're ready for this transformation. The people that come to me, they're often like, oh, yes, I need to do this. And they're ready for a transformation. They're ready to let something go. They might be having challenges in a relationship, whether it's with a mother, boss, partner, or like they're leaving the corporate world and they're realizing it's time to like really step into their true selves, their true power, and really feel liberated. So it's like that is like where
flip
I
the
can help
switch.
them. Yeah,
Flip
exactly.
the switch.
Exactly. Send them on their way. 'Cause there's so many people. It's like I'm just a step in the path.
So besides knowing their human design, I mean, what advice would you give for a woman who's trying to grow their business?
Mm. Yeah, exactly. Look, their human design for sure. Listening to themselves, like really, how do they want to do it? There's so many business gurus out there. There's so many people telling us, do it this way, do it that way. And, we really like, there's great advice, but we really have to notice, like, does this resonate with me? Do I really want to do it in this way? And really starting to rely on what our yeses are and what our nos are. And it's almost like it's a process of cutting out the noise, because I think entrepreneurship is self-development, right? Like we learn so much about ourselves as we're going through this process. And the more in alignment we are with ourselves, the more successful we're going to be. And it should be, in a sense, it should be effortless. I mean, it's always going to be work, but it's like, I love it, the phrase in yoga, like effortless effort, you know? It's like, yeah, it's like effort, but there should be a flow to it. Like things should open up. And if we keep getting the door slammed on us, yeah, maybe we try it a couple of times, but maybe we're supposed to go in a different direction.
Definitely. I love that analogy, especially with the flow because yeah, because I've seen people push in yoga to get to a position, and it's like, "Oh, don't do that."
I know, right? It's like our body, like and we're all different. We're all different.
We are.
Mhm.
Alright, knowing what you've known now through all your education and business, what advice would you go back and give that 18-year-old self of yours?
Well, just that. You don't have to have all the answers. You just need to do the thing that's in front of you that feels exciting and fun. And there's a lot of trust and surrender and have fun. Like they're like, please just have fun doing it. And y- you are worthy just because you are is one of them too. It's like we don't have to prove ourselves. There's nothing to prove. And
Mhm.
and I think this is such a big one. Like when I was in my 20s, I felt like I was behind. Like, oh, I'm already behind. I should be farther along than I am. And like now in my 50s, I'm like, no, there is no behind. We are all exactly where we're supposed to be. We all have everything that we need within us. And it's like there's nowhere to get. There's
Yeah,
nowhere to go. It's
yeah,
like just let's enjoy the ride and do the things that are fun and exciting for you and see what happens. And you
and
don't
had
have to,
fun doing it.
yeah, have fun doing it. You don't have to know what's going to happen in 5 years or 10 years. It's like what's going on right now.
So while you were having fun, what's one key strategy that you used to help grow your business that maybe people said, "No, that's not gonna work," or you didn't think it was gonna work, but it did? You can
Mm,
give me either one, both or whatever.
okay, let me think about that one for a minute because I'm just trying to. I mean, I think it's really just like tuning in, like not following the things that I didn't like doing. It's like really to just, there's so many things, like cold calling people or messaging people. Like I just couldn't, right? So there's so many things that, so many suggestions. Waking up at 5 a.m. I tried a lot of these things. Like I can't do that. It's like not in
I'm
my.
not good at it. I've tried it.
I mean, it's like these are great strategies, or even having like the morning routine. It's like that has changed and varied so much. And like, I mean, I keep going back to the same thing, but it's like doing it in the way that feels right for me has been, and following those energetic breadcrumbs, I like to call them, of like, this is what I'm excited about right now. And sometimes it doesn't feel like this full body yes, but it feels like this little like bubbling brook of excitement of like, I want to like put my energy toward this. And then trusting, like, if I have that feeling, I have the energy for the thing. And knowing that. And also one of the things that has helped me is hiring someone to, like, I have a VA that has, she's so helpful. She's so helpful. I can depend on her. I can rely on her to get things done for me that are just like too much. And I think that has been one of the things that has really like helped me to be more in my creative flow, because I don't have to do all the back end stuff. I can give her my writing and say, and she can put it into an email, and
And
do
you
things
don't have to
like
do
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that like, and it doesn't, it's like I feel like I make more money because invested in that. It's like, what are the things like, don't be afraid to invest in some of these tools and people that can help
Mhm.
us. And because it frees up our energy to do more of what we love.
Delegate.
Yes.
Delegate. All right, can you share any future plans that you have that we need to keep an eye out for?
Yes, I have that program coming up. So it's a do-it-yourself program that will
Ooh,
be, yes, I'm a lineage breaker. It's going to be a short videos and modules. And so I'm in the process of working on that. It should be up, I would think, by the time it'll be close to being ready by the time this is on air.
okay.
And I have a group program coming up, and this is for, excuse me, it's for clients that I've worked with already that want to continue the work we're doing. So people that have gone through my 5-step process and want to continue deep diving into their human design and ancestral healing and moving the needle forward with support for those things.
Wow.
So,
That's going to be fun. All
mm,
right, let's talk about your superpowers.
ooh,
So, I know if you had a superpower for just, we already have a whole bunch, but if we had to add like a super Batman one or something to Marvel one, what would it be for just one day?
okay, if I could add one. Yeah, helping women to see, like, who they are without without what they've inherited from their lineage, without the conditioning of who the world has told them that they are, and just their true selves, of not the stories that they tell themselves or the stories that anyone else has told themselves. If I could have use a magic wand to help them see who that is, the
You're
world
the
would
fairy godmother.
be Yeah, exactly. Love it.
All right. One fun fact about you that not a lot of people know about.
Mm. I'm thinking, I don't know if this is very PG or not, but I did experiment with a lot of psychedelics and things like that in my college years. And I think it really opened my worldview a lot. Not that I'm advocating that by any means, because I don't think we need that to experience life, but it was like that was my education in college, was more of like exploring this non-ordinary reality in that way, and just realizing like, oh, we're much more than this 3D, flesh and bones person that's here, and seeing things. And then I was reading a lot of books at that time as well. I know, like, one of my favorite books was all about reincarnation, and Edgar Casey, about him, a book by Jess Stern about the life of Edgar Casey, talking about reincarnation and um who we like, that we are these energetic beings that go through time. It's like the flow of the river, and it's not this, like, just this short little life. It's like this consciousness that comes in and out and in and out and is on this journey.
Very multi-dimensional.
Yes. So I think those things, like, open my mind. I don't know if it's fun or not, but yeah, not, again,
It's
not
unique.
advocating.
It was a fun fact about you. All right, what about a book? You have a favorite book?
Well, that was it. That's the book. It's by Jess Stern. The book, it was called The Sleeping Prophet,
Okay,
about, and I read that book in, like, the 90s, but it really changed my perception of who I was. Um so I read that book at the time, and then Deepak Chopra's book of Perfect Health,
mm,
which, helped me see, like, oh, we're all different, and we all need different things and different foods. And it just really opened my mind to the bio individuality of us all. And, and then understanding, like, who we are, like, we are spirit inhabiting this physical body. And it's like we can learn how to, like, optimize this physical body, and we can learn how to like, we're here to, like, learn lessons and to be this consciousness that is experiencing life. Like, it's not the end all be all, but it's like it's more of like this thing we get to experience and play with. So I think those books really kind of opened my mind at the time to the nature of reality, or what we're even doing here.
can't wait I didn't read the second one. I'll have to get that one.
Oh, Perfect Health, yeah. And
Yeah,
then what about Many Lives, Many Masters? That's
I
another one.
didn't read that one either.
Oh, that's a great one. And I'm sure people have read that and they know the name, but
I'll
um
find it.
yeah, he wrote a book. He was a psychiatrist in the 80s and started doing hypnosis, and some of his patients would go into past lives.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, and he didn't believe it because he was very classically, traditionally trained, and that was nonsense. But it was just like, the story is about how it was undeniable. Like, he couldn't avoid it. And so he's like a main person in the field now of doing past life regressions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's yeah. All right, song. Do you have songs?
Oh, okay. So one of my favorite artists, her name is Isla Nerio. It's Ayla Nerio. And the song, oh, it's Show Yourself. And it's
Oh,
yeah, it's a beautiful song. I listen to it when I'm just like want to feel motivated, and it's about visibility. Like to me, it's like about visibility. It's about like stepping into our power and like being in our power. And yeah, I love all of her music. She's got a
I
lot of
I
wonderful
can't
songs.
wait to listen to it. It's like,
Awesome.
yeah. Well, we put a whole song list together for you guys on Spotify, and it goes
Oh,
out. It's part of the magazine. So, yeah, so that makes me excited when I hear new music and stuff.
okay.
I
So you
create
okay.
more like music for my own personal stuff listening to you guys.
Mhm. I love that. Yeah, I had a coach once that she would always make playlists, and I have like all of her playlists on Spotify because there's a lot of like goddess women, really
Mhm.
empowering, beautiful stuff that I love listening to those.
Those are perfect. Okay, your favorite quote.
My favorite quote is by Carl Jung, and I have to
Mm.
look at it because I'm not so good at remembering. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate.
Oh, I love him.
I know. It's like yeah, it's like we think that all of these things are just happening by chance or that things are coincidences, and it's like it's so much deeper than that, right? And so the more we can like pay attention to that unconscious mind, the more we can truly navigate our own lives, and we are the co-creators of our lives, right? And so
Mhm.
we can do it with intention,
Yep.
especially when we know our own stuff.
How do you stay motivated?
Oh, well, I would say like what motivates me is like working with women and seeing the transformation that happens.
Mhm.
There's something, and this is in my human design too. Like I have this energy in me that's all about behaving as myself. And so I think a big part of what the work I do is helping women to behave as themselves and like really like letting go of the people pleasing and thinking they need to do it for someone else. But the transformation that happens and the liberation that I see is like very motivating for me because it's like, yeah, by the time we're done with our work together, they are in a different place and they're owning it. Like they're owning it. It's like shedding the skin and like owning who they are. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, that is like, snap it out, girls. You got
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
All right. What is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you?
My website is just my name. It's nadiaelmagrabi.com. I do have a free offer or a free call on there. Like if somebody is interested in working together, I have a 30-minute free call that you can sign up and we'll meet and talk about it. I don't know how long that'll be on there, but it will be there for a while. And then, yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm not so much on Facebook anymore. I am there, but I don't really go on there, and LinkedIn. And it's just my name. So Nadia Elmagrabi on Instagram. There might be a dash in there somewhere. And then Nadia Elmagrabi on LinkedIn as well. So it's an unusual name, so it's pretty easy to find.
It is unique. I love it. It's spelled just like it sounds. So
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience?
Hmm. I mean, let's see. Besides what I've shared so far, I mean, I think just following those energetic breadcrumbs and like knowing that you have everything that you need inside of you and you get to step into that. You get to just be that. And you don't need anything outside of you. You don't need anyone to tell you who you are or what you're here for. Like, you know who you are and you know what feels right and what doesn't feel right. And the more you trust that and lean into that, the happier and more successful. And, some relationships may fall away and that's okay. That's a part of it. Sometimes it's painful to be that person, but we can grieve those losses and we can step into who we truly are and just be who we truly are. So,
Yep.
yeah.
All right, Nadia, you're amazing. Thank you for being with us.
Thank
I
you.
had so much fun with you.
Thank you. Thank you. This was fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Bye.
it. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.